Hello. So in my last video, I got to a point where things started to get kind of weird. The stuff manifests at this point, and I wasn't really exactly aware of what was going on for many reasons, which we'll get into, and how I was able to be so easily gaslit and manipulated, and you know, all of the fun that comes with that. So I mentioned that there was an alleged assault against my partner at a major retail place. I can't really talk a lot about that. I'm not sure what the status is of that claim. But anyways, as a result of that, there became a lot of attention from people, organizations, charities, nonprofits, things like that in the area, particularly. My ex, being the victim, received much of that correspondence. And of course, a lot of those individuals were other men of the community, right? Lots of gay men working for these organizations. So anyways, sometimes when gay men are communicating with each other, these conversations take a sexual turn, right? There may be some sexting involved. And that happened with this one person for the sake of whatever. I don't know why I care who gets ratted out, but for the sake of these people, we'll change names. We'll call this person Will, and he works at a large national nonprofit who is involved in minority rights, civil rights, and things like that. They're communicating about what happened and things like that, and, you know, of course, this guy in his open relationship and whatever feels free to begin sending naked pictures, little videos, and their conversation became somewhat sexual. My ex at one point did let me know that this conversation was happening, was the right thing to do. But that's because I was laying in bed beside him when one of Will's little videos came through, and he opened it and I saw it, and it was pretty racy. So, needless to say, at this point, I become involved in these conversations with this gentleman, and the conversation turns towards, well, maybe we should get your partner involved. Maybe we should have a three-way. Would he be interested in that? Does he want me? Things like that. And, you know, I'm like, okay, well, cool. You know, we've been kind of talking about what that would look like in our relationship anyway. So I say, well, maybe this is someone we can entertain it with. Let's talk about it further, right? So we did. You know, I begin to, like, provide some input on their raunchy conversations that were happening without me anyways, but whatever. How nice of them to let me get involved. But anyways, and then I don't really know what happens, but a couple weeks later, my ex is like having a hard time sleeping, whatever. He's got the jitters, you know, he's just whatever. I didn't realize he was jacked up on meth, but you know, there was a lot going on, you know, like a lawsuit and stuff like that. So, you know, lots of reasons to have emotional responses that may seem irrational. So this is how I'm like, okay, this doesn't, you know, these behaviors, you know, may or may not be the behaviors of someone who's using, but there's a lot of things going on. So, you know, I let it slide. But anyways, he's having a hard time with sleeping. So I go back to the guest room because I have to work in the morning, and I have to actually go to my job and report on scene and be at the office for my job. So I needed to get some sleep. So I went to the back room to try to do so. Well, for whatever reason, he was frustrated with me. He couldn't sleep because something about me was on his mind. And this thing that was on his mind was that his friend, Will, had been asking if he had followed up with me, if I was interested in joining them and participating in, you know, fun. And, you know, had apparently detailed a scenario that was pretty specific and involved like places in our home, and had to wonder, or I guess he was left wondering, had we been speaking or had we been acting on these? Had we been trying things out without him? Whatever. And I'm like, I don't even know this guy. Literally, to this day, have never met him. I don't know this person at all. But nonetheless, I'm confused. I'm like, dude, I don't know this guy. Don't know him at all. Will be glad to let you look at my phone, whatever it is would make you feel better so we can get some sleep. Thinking like, okay, whatever's on his mind, we can appease this quickly and then get on to sleep, put it to rest. So here's my phone. No, nothing's in there because you've deleted it. So why are you deleting things out of your phone? No, sir, I'm not deleting anything out of my phone. That didn't work. He didn't take that. He needed to be in my phone. He sat in my phone for about an hour and a half, digging and digging and digging and accusing me of deleting things because there was nothing there. There was nothing there because, as you know, Sir Will, you know who you are and your real name, I don't know you. So you may not know what actually happened. I know you two were actually sleeping together anyways. Right, I got that. I'm aware of that now. But I don't know you. But you don't know what happened from all of this, I'm sure. But it was fucking hell. But anyway, so he becomes so convinced that there is something there that I've deleted. He needs to go into settings. He needs to get all this. I'm like, this is crazy. I need to get some sleep. You have it. I have literally nothing to hide or be concerned with. So I just say, here, have my phone. Now I'm going to go to the basement and I'm going to try to get some sleep. Do what you got to do. Make sure I'm awake in time for work because my alarm is on that phone. Nope, not enough. You need to be with me. You need to be with me so you can't say that I've deleted things from your phone or that I've been changing things, he says to me. So he follows me to the basement. And then he becomes very angry and he starts screaming and screaming and screaming. This takes the entire night. It's time to go to work. And I'm frazzled. I've been getting screamed at, followed around the house all night long over these conversations and affairs that I've never had with this person that I still do not know. There's a lot to that, and that was just the beginning. Again, I now know that my ex and this other person had been having an affair, and that his paranoia was sparked by a meth-triggered psychosis, or a meth-induced psychosis, and a moment of extreme paranoia. His BPD became very aggravated, apparently, and so he couldn't keep up with his many lies and storylines that he maintained at one time all the time. And so this led to him feeling very attacked and like he actually believed his lies. He truly, I believe, believed that I was having an affair with this person, though he was the one having the affair with this person who, again, I do not know.